Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've had a few people reach out to me on Instagram asking if and when I was going to start any content on the Jetta. And I would just want to let you guys know that the day has finally come. It is right here. And we're going to start out with the most basic of things. We're going to start with an oil change. And of course, we're using nothing but the best, Liqui Moly. Stick around. So this is my wife's 2011 Volkswagen Jetta SE. It has a 2.5 5-cylinder engine, which I absolutely love. This car currently has about 85,000 miles and it is bone stock. Well, minus the air filter. I'll show you that on another video. But yeah, it's pretty much just a daily driver. It barely gets driven as it is. All right, so the first thing you do is take out the belly pan, which is the protective cover under the engine. Bring this in, bring this closer. So, oil filter sits in there. Something that's optional is, you definitely have to remove this, which just screws out. What this does is that it covers the drain valve that's for the oil filter. You do not have to do this. It's really up to you. I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway, just to show you guys what it looks like. But what this does is that if you just push on this valve, it's actually going to drain all the contents of oil that are inside the filter housing. So that way, when you take the housing itself off, you don't have a big lake of oil dripping down over here. So it just makes it for a cleaner job, but it is optional. The other option is just go ahead and remove this, and then just clean up the mess that you make afterwards. Totally up to you. In order to get this cup off, though, you're gonna need one of these, which is a 14.76 millimeter diameter cup. And you see that? It's right there snugly. For this part, all you have to do is push up. Notice that I'm using a fathead Phillips because you don't want to puncture that. You just want to be able to push it. You can do it by hand. I just find it easier to use one of these. So you just push up and then push it over to the side and it'll stay open. So there you go. Come on. There. Okay, now the majority of it has been drained out. Just go ahead and give it a quick clean. There you go. Oil filter is out. Okay, so at this point you want to make sure you pull the oil filter straight away, like straight out. Do not try to bend it because you will break the cage inside. We're going to go ahead and remove the seal inside. I'm using a pick, but you can use pliers. I'll show you in a second. It's all out. Let's go ahead and give it a good cleaning. Now it's nice and clean. Let's go ahead and prep it for the new stuff. Now here's the new seal. We're going to go ahead and put some fresh oil on it so it makes a good seal. Notice that there's a little tab up there. That's for you to be able to pull it with pliers, like I told you earlier. I used a pick, as you saw. But so either method works. I prefer using a pick because if this thing is you're old and never been changed, like that's probably going to break on you. So a pick is always best. But either way, in order for it to make a good seal, you want to make sure that that tab is pointing up, just like that. And then it sits in the groove right there inside the filter holder. Just make sure it's sitting nice. There we go. Now let's go ahead and put in the new filter. Notice that it's the same top and bottom, so it doesn't matter which direction you put it in. Just make sure you go straight in. No bending. You do not want to break that cage. Make sure it's all the way seated. Perfect. All right, let's go under the car. All right, so now let's just go ahead and we're going to just carry it up and turn it up into place. Give it a final tightening. This doesn't need to go all that tight. It's plastic going into metal. But you'll feel that at some point it just doesn't turn anymore. That's where you stop. Now let's go ahead and do a final cleaning in here. Let's dry it all up. Do not forget to put that screw cap back into place. And now let's go over to the drain plug. This is a 19mm hex bolt. Make sure you have your can ready because it's coming. There we go. Look at that nastiness. That oil is 2.5 years old and has about 3,700 miles on it. All right, so this is something that I like to do. It's totally optional. You don't have to do it. But I like to start out with as clean of an engine as possible. And that's basically to take whatever remaining oil I had from the last time I changed the oil. In this case, I have a 1/2 liter. And I'm going to pour that into the engine right now. So that way it can flush out whatever bits and remains are still there from the old oil at the bottom of the oil pan. So that way when you pour in your fresh oil, it's as clean as it can be. You see how that's no longer coming out black, it's coming out more like a caramel, almost clear. It's taking all the old stuff with it. So that's why I do this. Okay, now that we replaced the engine drain plug and crush ring, we're going to go ahead and fill up the engine oil. The capacity of this engine in particular is 6.3 quarts, and there's always a little bit left inside the engine. I actually used about little over 5.5 liters, and it filled it up perfect. You always want to verify it against the dipstick. Now the dipstick between high and low is always a difference of 1 liter. In a European car, you see this one is sitting right in the middle, so we just need an additional 1/2 liter and we're good to go. Okay, so the mechanical portion of replacing the oil is done. So now we just need to do the electronic part, which is resetting the oil change interval reminder on the car itself. For that, I use Carista. I know it sounds like a commercial, but it's not. Like I've had this for years. So, what you call it? And this does reset all the service reminders on the car and whatnot. So that annoying little wrench that shows up on your dash once a year, that's what that is. This is going to take care of that for us. So I'll go ahead and take a screenshot of my phone so you guys see how I do it. All right, so once you have your Carista dongle in the OBD2 port, you're going to go ahead and open your Carista app. You're going to hit connect. And once you're inside the menu, you want to go ahead and hit service. And then you want to hit reset service indicators. And that's it, you're done. All right, guys, and with that, we finished the oil change. You see that it's not that difficult to do. It's very easy, and it saves you money. You get to learn about your car if you do it yourself. I mean, it's nothing but win-win in my opinion. So I'm very excited for the stuff that's coming for the Jetta. I got more maintenance items for everybody to learn from. I have a few modifications that the boss lady approved, so that's always fun. And of course, I got more mods coming for the BMW as well. So if you guys like what you saw, please give me a like and subscribe. Thank you all so much. Have a good one.